Hey everybody, welcome to another round of Canje Plays, and today we are going to be getting into, or continuing our plays, of Frostpunk, the board game. I know y'all haven't seen it on the channel in a while, but that's because, my brain is just so weird that I cycle through different games and just trying to give you some varieties we build us through, but this is still a fan favorite of mine. I still love this game. I still think this game is amazing. We've played through a lot of scenarios in the scenario book. We've played through four of them, which were the big four of the campaign. I think there's only a couple we have left to do because we did Frozen Grove. We haven't, well, we played something semi to the Crag, so I was going to go over that one. But the one that I'm interested in playing, not today, but next, is the Dreadnought, which I'm super amped for, and then Canyon. And I think at that point we will have covered all the scenarios or all the expected gameplay of it, and so it'll be fun. I'm still, like I said, I still enjoy this game every single time I go visit any friend of mine or talk to any friend of mine about it. I talk about this game because I'm saying no dice involved. There's the generator cubes, which is dice like, which is luck, but you can mitigate it if you do your resources properly. But there's no dice involved. It's just kind of you against the elements and against the scenario. And the scenario is tough. It's tough, but it's fun at the same time. And so I've really enjoyed. I haven't won a single game at all, but I still enjoy playing it. So I think it's a lot of fun. So anyway, before I begin, I want to say thank you to my patrons, my YouTube subscribers, and if you're neither and you don't care to, that's perfectly fine as long as you're coming here, pulling up a chair to this ample table that I have for you to come hang out at. That's all I really want. So I really appreciate you taking your time to come hang out and help and helping me play this and get it and try to etch out a win so we can see how it goes. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to get some information, then we're going to dive down to the table, and we'll have a good time with it. For this scenario, I have brought out the neoprene mat of the snow-ridden landscape. So there's going to be a lot of white hitting you at once, but as long as you can see what's happening and you're still enjoying the playthrough, we're going to have a good time. But I want y'all to see, before I haven't used the mat, I do have all the minis, but Glass Cannon's done such fabulous work on these tokens to make it so that you don't need the minis. So I'm just going to play without them. So anyone interested in getting the core box will see what they get and be fine with it. Cool? All right, let's get some information to get down to. Okay, Frostpunk 8.4 in Board Game Geek. This game delivered at the end of 2022, which is kind of apt for the theme. So, about 1.3 thousand people has given it a good rating. Like I said, I usually give a game a year before I pay attention to the BGG rating. But for those who care, who are like, no, I want to look at it as it evolves and shifts, it's at an 8.4 right now, and I think it's well earned. Honestly, in my opinion. The game is 1 to 4 player, but best played 1 to 2. I agree. I think any more than 2 player. Well, so what I like about it is that if you play any more than 2 player, it's just a lot of talking going across the table, and not in a bad way. The talking is collaboration because every person takes 1 turn, so that means turns go quickly around the table, but there's a lot of collaboration, which is beautiful. However, I prefer 2 player. I love solo. Solo's fine. I live in solo land. But 2 player was fun because when I did play it with Steve, that we just talked about kind of strategy, how to make this thing work, what do we do, and that really brought out a lot more fun. It's already fun, but that brought out more to it. So if you're playing solo, you'll still have a good time. If you can get another person to play with you, it'll be chef's kiss. The chef's kiss. Yogi, well, can't you finally win a game of Frostpunk? No. Are the dice loaded in his favor? Nope. How many nightmares does Kanji have about this game per nap? All. Are we all doomed to like this video? I hope so. So, Adam did a great job in designing this game. I messaged on the after seeing this game and the love and the attention put into it. There's a new IP game that came out on Steam and wherever else, but it's a video game that's called Ixion. And it's it has it's a space-based theme thing, but I really do like if Glass Cannon Unplugged is able to secure like the IP to make the board game for it, and they give it this much love and attention, I think it would be a slam dunk hit for them. Like I really do. It's a beautiful game, and it etches a lot of the theme that they can use with some differences to make the game really sing. And I anyway, Glass Cannon. If you care, if you hear me, if you even remotely watch my channel, just check it out and just see what you think. All right. Anyway, the weight's about a 4.31 out of 5, which means this game is hecka complex. It is, but once you get the routine down like any other game, it just kind of flows with what you want to do. This is why multiple players make this game a lot lighter than a 4.31. If you play solo, you have to take care of everything yourself. Follow it, but there's a rules reference for you to that'll help you. But if you're playing multiplayer, let's say you're playing two player, one person can take one half of the board, the other person can take the other, and then you're fine. So like one person can take from dawn phase to player phase, and the other person can take player phase all the way to night phase, and the complexity goes down. But if you're playing solo, you will feel that you have to control a lot of things. However, it's manageable. Just know that. Yeah, I've seen a lot more complex games than this, so don't feel like you'll okay, this game says a 4.31 and that's too much for me. I've seen a lot more complex games than this, so I think you're fine. I think you'll be perfectly fine if you're playing it solo. All right, down table to the mat. Look at that. The game mat. So the game mat is here. So we've got it all. I've done some pre-setup because this scenario does have a lot of setup. So I did some pre-setup instead so we can have this stuff set up. And as usual, I put the engine off to the side, the generator off to the side, only because I want you to get a full view. And if I put the generator at the center of the board, it's going to obscure this back area for you to view. And since we're playing together, I don't want you to have to, lean your head and careen to try to see around or tell me you can't see what's going on back there. So just moved it off to the side. It's still going to serve its purpose. I still have to put cubes in there. You'll still see me drop it. You should still be able to see it properly on this side. So not too bad. And like I can zoom in if you're saying like, well, I can't really see that tile that well. I could give some zoom. I think we should, yeah. So I should have full view of the boards and my side of the table. So you should have a full view of what's going on as we play. Okay? So if you ever need to see something, let me know. If you have questions, let me know. We're playing this together. Hey Jess, what's going on? Okay. The scenario we're playing is called The Ruins of Tesla City. This is the last of all the scenarios in the scenario book. There are a lot of scenarios in here. A New Home has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scenarios. And then you get into the arcs, which I've played, Fall of Winter Home, which you saw me lose on, and now we're getting into the Ruins of Tesla City. So full views are good. Yeah, so you should have them on there. I'm gonna pull this up because I got the scenario book PDF up, so you don't have to look at white on white on white and it become blinding. So I'm gonna pull that up. We're gonna read the intro. We'll go through it. We'll go through the rest of the setup, and then we'll just play this game and have a good time on a lovely Thursday. So, let's see. Boop. Let's do that. All right, and you all should be able to read that. Hope you had a great birthday. I did. Thank you. Yeah, I had a really good birthday. It was very enjoyable. I felt very loved. So it was wonderful. So thank you so much. And thank you. Yeah, my Patreons were so y'all hearts. Y'all trying to make a brother cry around here. Jeez. All right, here we go. Ruins of Tesla City. You are personally responsible for this whole ordeal. It was your conviction and words that drove those people out of the makeshift safety of their encampment. You know you did it because they would not have survived a single snowstorm in that camp. The news that Nikola Tesla was going to establish an autonomous city reached only a few ears, but it did reach yours. It seemed like an obvious choice. The reputation of the famous Serbian scientist was known even to uneducated men, not to mention his involvement in the process of constructing the technology that served as humanity's last hope for survival. You nearly lost your way in the snow, and when everything is so damned white, it is nearly impossible to navigate without some kind of beacon. When all seemed lost, you saw lightning in the distance. First, it caused concern and panic. A thunderstorm was the last thing you needed at that moment, yet the storm did not move. Lightning struck with rhythmic precision. You knew salvation was close. With renewed purpose, the group moved forward. Hey, Bruce, what's going on? Morning, morning. Now the snow crunches loudly under your feet. You find yourself within walking distance from your destination. A suddenly functional generator. Your group has paid dearly for this journey. Many perished, and some may soon join the dead. The sight before you is almost unearthly. A gigantic steel structure covered in coils and metal rods stands ahead. Energies crackle, jumping from one point to another. You all stand still in awe and fear. You take a bold step forward, entering a sphere like field that surrounds a large area around the generator, because after the initial shock, you realize that the structure in front is a heavily modified generator. The air is filled with ozone, the peculiar smell that foreshadows the coming of a thunderstorm. The machinery that surrounds the edges of the settlement, combined with the power generated from the generator, seems to form a dome of energy above this place. You realize that not a single flake of snow has fallen on you since you entered the dome. The snow is old and crusty. Could it be that this incredible technology will protect us from snowstorms? As you approach the enormous contraption, becoming encompassed by the eerie bluish energies, you realize two startling facts. First, there isn't a single soul in this settlement. Second, the coils around the generator seem damaged and produce electrical discharges, as well as hard to explain anomalies in seemingly random places. Oh boy. There is no turning back. There is no other place to go for you or the people for whom you took responsibility. Your only hope is to use every scrap of knowledge you can find and uncover the mysteries of Tesla City. So it killed everybody. Okay, cool. Oh, it was my oh, it was my birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, thank you so much, Bruce. Thanks, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good day. It was a good day. It was my birthday. It is my birthday. Let me see what we got here. All right, so let's scroll down to what's next in this. So we're gonna, like I said, I got the scenario book. So instead of me holding this up, uh, it was there we go. All right, additional components. So we're gonna get the steel factory item, which I do have over there. The steam core factory, the library, um, 3 electrostatic preceptor building tiles, 1 repair station, 1 discovery token, 1 study token, 1 generator token, the 11 scenario cards, 8 steel wooden tokens, which I have, and 4 electrostatic discharge points. So cool. I have all those together, so we don't have to go digging for them. And then it's setup. Follow the setup shown in rulebook for a new home crater scenario with the following exceptions to the numbered setup section. So this is what it's gonna look like. And it's with the crater setup, so I'll have to get that going. So I'm scared to hear your answer to this question, as I don't need any new games, but do you recommend this for solo? Yes. Yes, I do. I recommend this game to everyone, Bruce. I definitely highly recommend this game. It is a fun Euro. It is a Euro, but it's not a point chase Euro. So I've been moving away from like the point chase games other than Terraforming Mars, which I really love, and Wingspan. But for this, there's no automa or automata or whatever they call it. But it is a fun Euro for me because there is scenarios. If you give me a scenario, you could label anything you want on it. I always thought Euros were points. What makes it a Euro? There are no dice. So there's a lot of things that talk about what. Great question, Jess. There's a lot of things that talk about what makes a game a Euro and what makes a game an American-based game. And for what I found in doing my research, the commonality, the big common thing, yeah, determinism versus RNG. Thank you. You said it before I could, Yogi. The big common thing is there's no RNG or random number generator for this game. It's and people could say, well, you do have RNG because you have this generator that you drop cubes in. However, that's mitigatable, right? And it's not mitigatable by me playing a card or me doing or me doing anything. There's no dice. So when I drop the cubes in the generator, they'll go on the malfunction track, but I can easily spend an engineer to remove them. So they're immediately you can immediately mitigate it. So that's the thing. It's the scenario gives you a challenge. The cards let the environment come against you, but there's no dice for me to roll that's going to be like, oh, I had a plan and it's ruined. Like, there's none of that. So you can actually come up with a plan and see it to fruition. So great, like really quick breakdown of what that means. I guess I'll be picking this one up too. Like I said, it's a fun game. We're gonna go through it. I've done other scenarios of it as well, so you see how harsh the game is, but how fun it is. All right, so we're gonna be setting up like we do for Crater, which I've kind of semi done. But we've got place a generator tile in the middle of play area oriented as shown. So as you can see, it's in the center and it's facing the way that it needs to, right? Create the rim board by connecting together the 6 rim boards, but we're flipping it over to its resource side. So as you see the rim of the crater, sorry that you can't see because the screen's in the way. But if you look here, this is the rim of the crater, so it's built around, which is fine. The generator goes on the center tile, but I keep mine to the side because we're playing this game together. Place the cookhouse building on the generator tile shown. You do that for every scenario, so nothing has changed there. The platform and the generator building are pre-printed on the generator tile, which I'll show you once we get down to it. And then place 5 wood and 6 coal. Once again, same setup as shown on the generator tile. Separate the map tiles into 2 stacks, which you do anyway. So this is Crater setup. It's walking you through Crater setup. Yeah, this completely replaces all of section 1 from the rulebook. It walks you through complete setup. Place 12 near tiles and far tiles. We'll talk about that. And then it says place 1 far tile face down in the top corner of the map and 1 far tile in the bottom corner. Okay, let's pause and talk about this because as I talk about it, you'll say, what? Okay. So these are near tiles, and so the game is broken down into, let's zoom in. The game is broken down into 2 sections. The near section, which is the circle that encompasses the generator tile, and the far section, which is the circle that encompasses the near circle. Far tiles, and what's easy to see is that far tiles has the border, right, that you can see, and near tiles have the symbol of the generator. Easy. So what it tells me to do is take the far tiles, give them a shuffle, and these are dual layer right here. Have you played anything other than core game? If so, what would you recommend in addition to the core? This game, everything you need for this game, Bruce. Actually, let me pull that up because you are asking fantastic questions this morning, and I love it. I love it, man. You are amazing. All right. So, have you played anything other than core game? If so, what all would you recommend in addition to the core? Here's what I recommend: just the core. I recommend just the core because guess what? Everything for this game is in the core box. The only thing that you're seeing here, like you're seeing these trees, this wood, and this coal that's here, those are upgrades that are part of the resource upgrade. But everything else, the generator pieces are also upgrades. However, I would just say get the core game, and you are ready for the races, man. You're ready to go. Yeah, those upgrades are nice. The other upgrades I have are these here. This thick tile thing here. This is an upgrade, but you don't need it. You don't need it at all to play. The stuff that comes with the core game is perfectly fine. You get this thick board with the core game, so you don't need those. The playmat. We definitely need the upgrades. The playmat is nice. This is the first time I used the playmat. If you want to see what it looks like without the playmat, all my other playthroughs are without it. This is the first time I'm using the playmat. But you don't, like I said, the far tile near tile thing is just so simple that you don't really. It's all good. It's all cool. But yeah, no, that was a fabulous question. Hey, Jen Cam plays. Hello, welcome. Pull up a chair. I'm a sucker for neoprene too. I completely get it. All right. So, but that was a fabulous question. Ask any questions you have about this game, any confusions, any things about it. Instead of these wood tiles, you get these ones that you see here. So it still works. It's still representative, and it's not gonna mess up your game. So that's why I was like, the generator, that isn't an upgrade. That comes with the core game. So, yay! All right. And it's a fun game. It's a really fun game. Okay, so I've given this a nice shuffle. It's over here, and it says we're going to place one far tile. So I'm going to grab one of these far tiles face down. Right? So face down. We want one here, and face down one here. And it says face down. Let me tell you why it says face down. Do you use the playmat while playing other Frosty games? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So, I just finished my first playthrough of the video game last night. I was so stressed. Oh my god, that first scenario, like when the winter storm hits, and you just see like all buildings starting to freeze over, people starting to get sick, people starting to die. You're like, I've beaten everything for the IP video game except for the last autumn. I have not played that one, and that's the only scenario that is not in this game is the last autumn. Every other scenario that's in the video game is here and playable in the core game. Just saying. All right, so place one far tile down in the top corner of the map and one far tile in the bottom corner of the map, which is what you see me do there. They tell us to do this because this is the randomization, right? This is the thing of saying, we don't want you to flip this and say, oh, I prefer to put that here, or flip this and say, okay, this would serve me better over here. It's, nope, put it here, here. We're setting up the scenario board for you. You could use the playmat while playing other Frosty games. Yes, you could. Yes. All right, so flip the far tile placed in step 8 face up. Place resources and trees from the bank on top. So now we get to see what they are. This far tile is 3 extra food and a steam core. Sweet. And this one is 4 coal. Awesome. So then it says place from the bank on there, right? So these are the generator pieces here that comes with the upgrade. I actually prefer the core game cores. They look so much like they look better than me. They're more distinguishable. And for my last 4, before I have to go to cubes, 4 coal on there. If any of the revealed far tiles depicts food, it will be added to the population board later in the setup. So we'll get to that in a second because there is extra food we found. Place resources and trees from the bank onto the spaces on the rim board as depicted. So all that you see is all the resources I put that we can use. Cool, so I've already did that. Place the library building on the near to... Did I miss something? Oh, yes, I did. It said place 12 near tiles face up surrounding the generator. Important. Do not place any resources on them. Any food depicted or on near tiles place is not added to the population board later in setup as it is in other scenarios. So all these I'm going to surround the board with. And it said put them face up. So let's do this. 2, 2, 2. Yeah, like I said, if y'all have questions, let me know. All of these are going around the board. I'm just going to start up here and go in a circle. And it said put them face up. So you'll see as they are as they flip. And usually this would be a sign to celebrate because it's like, oh, all these resources, but you don't get a single one of them. Makes me sad. He's over to the side right now. All 12 have been placed. Look at that. Have fun, Canje. I'm off to play my first game of Mage Knight. We'll watch later. No problem, Jess. Have fun. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right, so it says place the library, which is this. This is the library one. So that's the library tile. So if you get the minis, it comes with a mini, like a full miniature library that looks just like this building that you can put on top. But I'm playing without it only because I want y'all to see the core game. So I'm now browsing through sites for the stuff. It's good stuff, Bruce. It's good stuff. So we'll put that there. Place one bunkhouse and 2 tents, so there is one building on each near tile adjacent to the top of the generator. So we'll get the 1 bunkhouse and 2 tents. Okay, so 2 tents, 1 bunkhouse. So this is the bunkhouse. As you can see, it holds two meeples. So this is a worker placement game, right? Euro worker placement. So it holds 2 meeples, and that makes sure that they don't die. The color that you see here is also very important. You see this orange? If you can make it out, that's orange. That means that once the orange housing is heated, anyone in here will not get sick. So bunkhouse here. This is 13, right? 13. Yep. This is tents. So place 1 bunkhouse and 2 tents, so there is 1 building on each near tile adjacent. So once again, this holds 2 meeples. However, this color's yellow. And I know you can't see it really good here. Sorry about that. But the yellow that's on here means that if yellow buildings are heated, meeples won't get sick. So place 1 bunkhouse and 2 tents, so there is 1 building on each near tile to the top space of the generator tile. The order of the buildings does not matter, and you flip them to their ruined side. Oh, ruined side means that they cannot be used, but they can be repaired. So let me get my pointer. So basically, this blue means nope, it's cold. And then this says that you can repair them, and if you repair them, you could flip this over and use these buildings. So that frost symbol means anyone sleeping here will get sick. 1 there, 1 there, and then we'll flip the bunkhouse over to its ruined side as well. But we can repair them, and actually you can repair all 3 with 1 action, which is good as long as you have the materials. So, alright, cool. Expedition display. Remove all expedition cards from the game. There are no expeditions in this scenario, so y'all will not get to see the beacon. I have it in other playthroughs, so they're there for you to see. Cool. Technology display. For this scenario, remove the Steam Hub and Lighter Scout Sleds technology cards. Technology cards are these. What technology cards are if you've... what technology cards are for... yeah, need a lot of luck because I hate reading rule books. Just watch Liz from Beyond Solitaire's playthrough of Mage Knight. You will learn everything you need to learn. Alright, so... the technology cards are cards, if you've played the IP, this is, you know what these are. If you haven't, these are cards that kind of gain you benefits and give you recurring effects that help you. So the, we're removing the Light Scout Sled. So that one, and the Team Hubs. Yep. So those 2 gone from the game. If you're using the Frostlander expansion, also, which I am, also remove the advanced automaton technology card. That makes me sad because I really wanted to use that. And then shuffle these and draw. So basically, every game, what you're going to do is you're going to take these technology cards, shuffle them, and just draw 4. So you might never get the same technology advantages as you usually would. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We're gonna draw 4. You know, I like to mix it up. I shuffle on screen because there ain't no shenanigans happening here. When I die because I played terribly, not because I set it up. Alright, so 2. 3. And finally 4. Alright, the rest of these, gone from the game. Don't get them, you will never get them. Too bad. So what are the ones that we got? Well, we got, and you do get to look at them. We got generator safety system. So at the generator phase of the game, before checking for generator breakdown, if there are 2 or more stress cubes on the overflow space, remove those cubes without any effect. That's amazing. I want that. That the generator has been the end of the for a lot of games. Action phase. Whenever you use the generator building, remove an additional stress cube from the stress track, which is amazing. So you see that 4 time at the bottom? That means it takes 4 days for this thing to be researched, but you can use an engineer to bump it up a little bit. I love that one. That makes me happy that that exists. The next one that we have is tracking techniques. So, weather phase, gain 1 food for each map tile depicting a food bonus. Okay, that's not bad either, because we have some tiles, 1, 2, 3, that have food stuff, so we could gain an extra food from that, which is cool. Steam powered chainsaws. As a gather resource action, you may place, and I'll explain this, so don't be like, what? Action, turn, phase? This is so confusing. Don't worry about it. We're going to step through it. You'll be fine. Just read along, and then you'll be like, oh, that's what that card means when we get to it. So, as a gather resource action, you may place a worker or automaton on an unoccupied space that has 1 or more trees. Remove 1 tree from that space and gain 2 wood, which is actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool, because there's a lot of trees about. And then we've got medical education. Whenever you use a medical post, you may treat 2 instead of its normal effect. So there's a difference between treat and cure. When people get sick, you can treat them, but you don't cure them. And we'll talk about all of that, because I think I've got the strategy, but we will see. We will see. So, what we do is we set down here. This side of the board gets the technology cards that we just drew. And we take these things and put them on there to just say these are the technologies that we may want to research. And when we do, we'll take those and put them on the timeline to indicate what's going on. Alright, so what else is it saying? Population board. Remember to increase your starting food for any far tile bonuses, but do not for any near tile in this scenario. Okay, so we had 1 here that is 3, so our food is 1, 2, 3. I turned this board on the side, so I apologize for that being weird, but I wanted to make sure you could see everything fit on the board, as this is a table beast, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful table beast. So, and we'll talk about this board when we get to the population phase. So I'm going to step around this entire thing with y'all so y'all understand it. Buildings board. Remove the following buildings from the game. The beacon is gone. So this lovely thing, because there's no expeditions, the beacon's not necessary. The wall drill and the coal mine. Okay, because there's no wall drilling, we don't need the wall drill, which you will in other scenarios. We'll get rid of that. And then the coal mine, we'll get rid of that. So these 3 big ones are gone. Game. Over here. Okay. Round and morning board. Remove all morning cards from the game. The morning phase is skipped in this scenario. What? I am so happy for this. I am so happy the morning cards are removed. The morning cards are brutal. Alright. Since they're all removed, I'm going to show y'all. Every morning, so the game is played over a series of rounds, and every round there are 9 things you do, but you'll be like, 9? That's crazy. That's intense. It's not. It goes very quickly. Truly, if you boil it all down, there's just 4 phases to this game. But the first one is the dawn phase, where time ticks ahead. But then there's the morning phase, where you have to draw one of these cards, and these cards are brutal. And they're brutal not because it's punishing you. It gives you a hard decision. There was one decision where I had to determine if I wanted to have brothels, and because of that, a consequence gets shuffled into the night deck. And when I drew the consequence, somebody caught an STD and then died. And it was intense. All right, so let me show you what one of the night cards says. Let me find. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you this one. So this is one of the morning cards. This one says, disturbing reports of an unknown disease reach us with alarming frequency. So you get to choose. Do you want to, one, apply treatment as soon as possible so 2 citizens get sick, bumping up your sick track. And this is hard because as the sick track bumps up, people get sick, they die. When they die, hope discontent sows, and if you lose all hope, you lose the game. Tough decision to make. The place one spent engineer token on the supply means that you have 1 less meeple to worker place. Or at all costs, we must nip this disease in the bud. -1 hope. That's horrible because that's more towards game loss. 2 citizens die. Oh boy, which means more hope loss. 3, they will get better soon. We don't have to worry. Gain 2 sick citizens, and then we're gonna shuffle a consequence card into 37 into the dust deck, which could come up, and when it does, it's brutal. So all of these lovely cards that hate my life, that have ruined my plans. They're rough, honestly, but they're thematic. Like every single card in here, I think I've drawn half the deck so far from my playthroughs, and every single one of these are thematic for the environment, but rough. But very thematic. Anyway, the morning cards from this is skipped. Place the storm marker on space 2 of the round track. That is not fun. So that means that a storm is hitting the next round. Usually it's like at 15 or 10 or 9. Now it's at space 2. Okay. Then we have future laws. Before setting up the future laws display, remove New Order, New Faith laws from the game, which I did. So when you start off the game, you automatically get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you get I think it's just 8. Yeah, I think it's 8. No, it's 9. Yeah, it's 9. It's 9. It's 8. So you usually get 8 laws that are default to the game. So thematic. Yeah, I love it. I love it. You usually get 8 laws to the game. So for people who've played, they've seen the child labor card or the child shelter card. These first set of laws are counter to each other, which means, let me show you. Let me put this one up here. Probably might see through the green, which is perfectly fine. So this one is a law that says that it's child labor. So if you're going to make the kids work, right, you will -1 hope. You will raise discontent because people are pissy that are making the kids work. However, children aren't just taking up space. They actually can be productive towards. So the push is, right now, if you don't pass a child labor law, the children do nothing other than take up space. But if you pass a child labor law, the children can actually contribute to the worker placement set of it. So it's a push-pull. On top of that, you would get rid of law number 2. Law number 2 says, instead of having child labor laws, we're going to create a child shelter. And a child shelter basically says, okay, even though the children will not be, we can't use them for anything and they're just kind of taking up space, we can build them a shelter where we could put them in that shelter and they are taken care of. They no longer happen for it. We also raise hope, and we get rid of the labor law card, which is LO1. So you see each card has another card that kind of counters it, which is cool. That's very cool. But anyway, what we're going to do past that is we're going to take the rest of the laws. There's a ton more, and we're going to shuffle these up. Whatever, my kid is getting the job this summer. I know, Jeb. Put him to work. Get to work, kid. And for every law that you put in, there is a consequence that get put into the dust deck. That's the thing. And the consequences aren't all bad. There's actually some good consequences that can come, but you have to determine what's going to happen. So we'll see. All right, so we shuffle these up, and I believe we had 4. I believe we had 4 more to it, just random 4. So 1. And these cards are pretty solid too. 2, 3. There is no faith in New Tesla City. Heathens, all of them. And the rest are removed from the game. They're playable at some point, right? And our 4 laws that we're adding are time to rest, which would give us which would raise hope, which is pretty good. Hope is good. Hope means I can still play the game. So it says times are rough. In such a situation, people need rest to regain their strength and mental health. Once per round, you may exhaust justice and 1 spent worker token in the supply. If you do, I can discard 1 discontent, which is big, or activate a cure and motivation, which is amazing. So we would put a consequence in there if we need to. We've got starvation, which would raise greed, a specific greed discontent. We have to, no, that's not greed, that's apathy. Sorry. Raise apathy. We have to reduce the rations we have. We give our citizens in order to feed everyone. So during the hunger phase, once again, it's not complicated. I promise you it's not. That is one, which I probably won't pass that law. We got a fighting arena. So for the citizens to kind of get their aggression out. We have the fighting arena that building that we can put into play. It costs 1 wood to build it, and when this law is introduced, you may immediately build the fighting arena by paying its cost, and we get to lower discontent, which is great. Low discontent, we stay in the game. Hey, Yogi, have some fiat currency to burn and stay warm in this post-apocalyptic world. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Yogi. And then we've got Public Council. Whenever you increase hope or discontent and choose to draw a token, you may choose a specific hope or discontent token to draw on this lord's discontent. I actually like this law. I like that one. That one actually makes me happy. So these are laws, and you get to look at all of them. When you look at the laws, you don't draw random. You're like, which law do I want? You get to pick whichever law you want and then implement it. So these are our laws. Put the laws up here, face up, because that's what we get to do. All right, what else we got? That's the law section. Generator board. For this scenario, remove weather cards W1. So weather cards are what affects you on the weather card face. So we're removing W1, W2, and W3 and W13. W3 and W, it's in the top left corner, W13. What do those do? I don't know why they removed those specific ones, but the rest of them we just shuffle up. The rest we will just shuffle. And put those back on the weather board. And when we get to the weather face, I'll explain those. Like I said, probably saying this is a lot. It's not. Promise you. Advisors to citizens. For this scenario, remove the following citizen card. Those citizen cards, CO3, CO5, and CO7. 5. CO3. Against in the top left. I'll show you what these citizen cards are in CO7. And it says with the deploy scouts ability. Yep, that's what they are. They're all deploy scouts, so they're removed. All right, finally. Maybe. Other setups. For this scenario, use the scenario cards for 1 to 9, which I have right here. Place the scenario 1, 2, and 3 cards face up in the scenario display. Okay. So scenario 1 says, and sorry, that's green. That's why it's see-through. You gotta love that they made games green. The generator is unlike anything we have seen before. The design has been highly modified and clearly needs repairs. While it serves its main purpose, providing heat when fueled, its energies also protect us from snowstorms. Is it by design or an anomaly that happened due to damage or lack of proper maintenance? Finding the answer to these questions can mean the difference between our survival and our doom. So this says generator condition track. That's what that green says. And it says when the generator condition marker reaches space 2, reveal and resolve S07. All right, so this will go up here. That's part of our story. Let's keep the story running. We also got the library. The library. We found the real treasure, Tesla's library, filled with notes, blueprints, and rows of books. The last entry in his journal reads, "Of all things, I like books best." So, as a library action, which means we're using the library building, as a library action, we can move the study marker forward on the study track on S03, which we haven't looked at yet. Okay, cool. Move it 1 space if a worker meeple was used to perform this action, or 2 spaces if an engineer meeple was used. Once all S04 cards are face up, you may no longer use the library. And then at round 10, we're going to have something happen. So let's put our marker. So round 10, we'll put our marker there, saying that something's going to happen on round 10. So as you can see, I put a marker right here that says that on round 10, we're going to trigger something. So we don't read ahead on that one. And then 3 is the study track. So study notes. Understanding the mysteries of this place brings progress and hope. So that green says study track on it. And there's a marker that starts at 0. It goes 1, 2, and then something happens. Each time the study marker moves here we go. Each time the study marker moves onto the space with the breakthrough icon, which is the arrow up, any remaining movement is lost. Activate hope. So if we have hope, we activate it. If we don't have it, we can reach in the bag. Choose one of the face down S04 cards and flip it face up. If one or more S04 cards are still face down, place the study marker on the 0 of the study track. Otherwise, remove this card from the game. So that is 3. So let's get the study markers. Accurate. So there is a study marker, and this once again comes with base game. It's just this little study token that's green. We put one here, and we put another study marker here on. That I need 2 study markers. 1 study marker, 1 discovery token, and 1 generator. Alright, I can flip one of those over for discovery if need be, but... Oh, because it wants me to use the generator marker. Okay. I can make that work. That's not... Instead of... This is a breakthrough, and that is the generator. No biggie. No muss, no fuss. No coconut. Okay, cool. Alright, so place the 3 scenario 4 cards face down along the right edge of the map where the expedition display normally is. This area is known as the breakthrough display, and so we take 1, 2, 3. These ones, we'll shuffle them up, and we'll place this on it right down there. Okay. Yeah, this area is known as the breakthrough display in the scenario. Use scenario card 8 as the storm card for the scenario. So scenario card 8, which says ruins Tesla reveal and resolve this card when we hit the storm, which means what next round. So I'll put this right here for right now, and that's what we'll do. What else we got? Shuffle scenario card 9 into the dust deck. So the dust deck gets... Where is it? Where are you? It starts off... Yep, this one... No, it's not work accident. Where is it? It's the inevitable is what it's called. The inevitable... There it is. So this is a consequence that always goes in every game. Every game. It's called the inevitable, and it says, every day we fight a bitter struggle against hunger, cold, and disease. There will be losses of every sickness marker, and then people die or people get sick. So this is the only card in the dust deck to start. This and a social dispute card. So you're going to grab this deck. You're going to shuffle these. And then you're just going to draw one. And you get to look, you draw one. So I can look at it. I don't have to worry about saying, oh, I shouldn't be looking at this. Nope. This is what's going to happen when it's drawn. The rest are put face up right here. So I get to look to see what the expectation is of the social dispute that's coming. Well, there's confusion, and if I have justice, care, and motivation, and I have more hope than discontent, then I activate that. If I have less hope than discontent, then I activate this other stuff. And then this will cause the reshuffle of the dust deck. So these two cards are the beginning of the dust deck, and they're shuffled up and put down. But this thing says, shuffle scenario 9. 7. This one. So scenario 9. So the dust deck now has 3 cards in it instead of 2. And as you pass laws, you add more to this deck. As you continue with the game, there are things that tell you to add to this deck. So this deck is it's a consequence deck builder, basically. Alright, so we do this. Boom, and that's gonna go on that deck. So it says, oh wait, this is for canyons. So there should be 3 left. It says, place the remaining 3 scenario cards face down in the deck display. So we'll put them just right here. We'll draw from those as we play. I literally had Frostpunk stress dreams the last 2 nights after playing a new home video game scenario. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Place the generator condition marker on space 0 of the generator track, which I did. Place the study marker on space 0 of the study track, which I did. Place 1 automaton from the bank in the supply. Oh, are you giving me an automaton? I don't want to do that. Do not want to do that, my friend. So these are the automatons. And it says place 1 in the bank from the supply. The bank is what you start with. So I have 1 automaton. Cool. Place the steel factory, steam core factory, repair station, and electrostatic precipitator buildings near the billboard, which I got the steam factory, the steel factory. Here they are. And then the electrostatic and the repair station. I'm going to put them right there. Place the discovery token near the scenario display, which I did right there. And then we've got additional rules. So this tells us how to shape things up. So we get ourselves a free automaton. I like that. All right. So additional rule: steel. Place the steel in the bank at the start of the game. Unlike other resources, the number of steel you may have is limited by its components, 8. So when it runs out, you're out. Steel can be used as a substitute for wood when performing a build sub action. Buildings may be built using a mix of wood and steel. If a building is built by paying its full wood costs in steel, it is immediately upgraded for free. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, you can upgrade buildings. Spaces on a rim board. A space on a rim board works like a space on a map tile, except that you may not build buildings on it and it cannot be heated. You may perform the gather resource action on the rim board. A rim board space is adjacent to all tiles and map tiles that share a strategic edge with the rim board. So this is all resources that I can get. I just need to have a tile adjacent to what's there to be able to pick this up. So right now I have a tile here and a tile here where I can gather resources to pick that stuff up. Yep, we got that. All right, electrostatic precipitator buildings. You may only build an electrostatic precipitator building on a map tile adjacent to a face-up electrostatic discharge point token and no more than 1 on each map tile. So it had us shuffle these, which are these, and I can flip them, you can see. It's just a lightning bolt. But it had us put those there. So it says those electrostatic precipitators, we can put only one next to one of those when they're revealed. Repair station. You may only build the repair station building on the generator tile. Okay. Cool. And that's it. We're ready to play. We are ready to play. I need thing though. I need the rule book, only because in the rule book they were kind enough to say what all the buildings do, which is what I care about. Because the first thing I was playing, and as I was playing the previous ones, I was like, why didn't I build a gathering hut? I'm an idiot. And so gathering posts, they take one action for each adjacent space, take one resource from each adjacent space, and place them in the supply. So when I upgrade it, it upgrades the installation. So that basically means if I put a gathering tile here, I can gather from here, here, and here when I use a thing to do it. Which I haven't been doing because I'm dumb. All right, cool. All right, so we're ready to begin. We're going to draw our cards. Now, this is what's not thematic to the game, but I like it. I like it as an addition. These are our citizens. These are not our workers. These are not our engineers. These are not the children. These are just everyday citizens that are there that provides some abilities during the game. So we get to use these. This is not in the video game, but I love this addition to the board game. So let's see. I always have to look up how many I get. I think for one player, let me double check. For one player, how much do I get? I get 7 cards. For solo play, I get 7 cards. So we'll draw these up, and I will draw 7. 1, 2. Come on. 3, 4. Yeah, it's really good how they did it. 5, 6, and then finally 7. Now, what is the purpose of this deck? Every single time someone dies, the type that dies, which is a worker, an engineer, or a child, you flip this over, and at the bottom, it tells you what happens when they die at the bottom. The rest of it's ignored. So there we go. However, for the 7 that we drew, we have Adelaide. So let's walk through this card. Adelaide is an engineer. So that means that we can use use a building workshop with an engineer to perform 3 workshop effects. So you can play Adelaide to use this ability whenever you want, as long as you have the meeples to use it. And I think that's what I love about this game. As long as you have the meeples to do it, you can do it. So you could play this, and you could use the workshop building to perform 3 workshop effect actions with an engineer, which is really great. I like this a lot, and so that's what happens. The bottom part is ignored when it's in your hand, so that's only for when people die. And I'll explain the top right part in a second. So she's 1. The next is Chrissy. Chrissy, so you can use this card as a construct action with a worker. That's what that symbol means in the top left. Perform this action as normal, except you may upgrade a building by paying its upgrade costs and using 2 sub-actions, which is great. So you get to upgrade stuff. We have Marshall Premislow. So as using an engineer, use a building, whether either it's use the building medical post or infirmary, and perform this action as normal. You may then spend 3 food to cure. Remember, there was treat and cure. When you treat, all you do is move back the sickness marker, which means people are getting healthier. When you cure, you actually you can actually flip it to its other side so people aren't gravely ill. Oh look, the children can be used because we've got a child one that is Michael Ozone. So Michael can use the cookhouse, and if I spend 4 food, I can reduce hunger by 6. If I spend 8 food, I reduce hunger by 12, and if I spend 12 food, I reduce hunger by 18. Then we have Matilda Oakwood. So I could either use a worker can either use the medical post or infirmary to cure 3 of one type of citizen. Then we've got Davida Her. So an engineer can use the medical post or infirmary, perform the building's cure effect, and then treat 1. And I think I had it backwards. I think cure is you move and treat means you flip. I'll have to look it up, but it's one or the other. Rufus Gladstone is spend a worker to construct. Perform this action as normal, except you may use 2 sub-actions to move a small building without the non-dismantle icon to a valid build space. Remove resources and trees as normal. So, this is my starting hand. What I have to do is I have to take one of these cards, and I have to pay that top right cost. So I automatically lose a card. This one says remove 1 wood from the map if I use this engineer. But I do want, so this is kind of like the, and I'll zoom in here. This is kind of like the how you determine which one will go. So this one says remove 1 wood from the map, and that's all you have to pay. However, I will lose perform a building's cure effect and treat 1. I'll lose it. People are gonna get sick. Spend 1 coal. I'll show you how much I start off with. But if I spend 1 coal, but I still lose the cure 3, so another sickness thing. Remove 2 coal from the map, and I lose this kid bit. He could help me when hunger starts to get out of control, so might be helpful to keep him. Spend 1 wood. Perform this action as normal. You may spend 3 food to cure 2. This is a good option to get rid of, because I might not end up using that stuff. Remove 2 coal from the map to perform this action. I think I might get rid of her, actually. Yeah, I think I'll get rid of her. Can't go on expeditions to get coal. But there is a... Did I get rid of the coal thumper? I didn't get rid of the coal thumper, so I'm still good. So I think I'm going to get rid of her. And what I need to do is remove 2 coal from the map. Just any 2 coal anywhere. So I'll grab 1 from here. 1. Actually, over here. 2 coal removed from the map. And she is discarded. The rest are in my hand to use. The rest, I don't have to suffer that effect ever again. That was just a one-time burn. The rest I can use without consequence. My advisor that I'm going to be using, there's 4 advisors. There is the generator advisor, the clinical advisor, the public advisor, and there's another advisor that you get. You just choose one. If you're playing solo, just pick one because it gives you a preparation ability. Each one does. This one is the generator advisor says in the preparation phase, if I have 1 hope, doesn't matter what it is, I can exhaust that 1 hope and remove up to 3 stress cubes from the stress track. And once again, we'll talk about that. All right, what are we starting with? I'm starting with Society 2 normal. That's what the green is. It says this is our start. This is what we're starting with. HMS Last Hope has been our home for many weeks. We smashed through the ice crust that covered the bay using the power of steam and a reinforced prow. We've made it quite far into the bay, reaching our destination without much trouble. The generator works. We have steam technology from the ship, sufficient resources, and healthy people. Our spirits are high. So, we start off with 13 workers. Now, what 13 workers means is if we come over to this track, where's my pointer? It might be a little fuzzy, so I'm sorry. So, 13. When you place 13 workers here, you look at the top, and as you can see here, there's like these divider lines that are here and here as well. So 13 between 10 and 14 workers means you get 3 worker meeples. So 13 workers means I get 3 worker meeples that I can use to worker place. None of them are sick, so I'm just going to go from left to right. Then I get 13 engineers, which means I get 3 engineer meeples to use through my play. None of them are sick. I have 4 children, which means I only have 1 child meeple to deal with. None of them are sick. I don't have any automatons, but the game gave me 1, but starting I don't get any. I get 2 hope, which is what you see. 2 discontent, which is what you see here. I gain 2 discontent, neither of which are active. I gain 3 hope, none of them are active, and 1 person's already dead. I start off with 6 food, 6 wood, 8 coal, and 1 core. So, after this is used, you could just kind of put it off to the side. It's just there for reference at that point. So, we go to the discontent bag. And in here, we're going to shuffle these around. And we get 2 which are inactive. Ooh, you really want to pop out. Inactive means that if their ability triggers, it doesn't. The discontent is still there on the board, but when we run into a social dispute, it wouldn't trigger because it's not active. So the first one we're gonna draw is apathy. So this is the inactive side. That's the active side. So apathy goes on there. Next, second one is greed. So this is the active side. That's the inactive side. Now, if you ever if this entire discontent track fills up, you lose the game. Just done immediately. Then we talk about hope. So they put a red symbol there to let you know you lose the game. In hope, if all hope is removed, you lose the game immediately. So there are a lot of lost conditions. Our hope is justice, but it's inactive. Inactive side, active side. Simple enough. Our next one is going to be care. So inactive side, active side, and then we get one more. This one is, good lord, motivation, I believe. I believe that's motivation. So inactive, active side, so you put it there. All right, so they're all inactive, like it said in the startup card. Yep, 2 discontent. Cool. So if you lose all discontent, you don't win the game. It's just you're that further away. You don't lose either. We got 1 dead person here, so when that the inevitable end happens, it's going to be due to that. Okay, I've done a lot of talking, and it's been an hour. So setup is interesting per scenario. So let's see. I'll talk about the Call to Rise card in a little bit. So what you're going to do is you play through a series of rounds. If you're playing multiplayer, each player activates 1 meeple. All good, man. Your setup seems to take some time. Yeah, it does take time, but I want to make sure I also explain. I could have set this up really quick, but I want to explain what everything is for when people are looking at this later or they're interested in learning how to play. And I try to do that every setup just so it kind of is a little bit helpful. So, okay, cool. So we've got the board set up. We are ready to play. The game is played over a series of rounds where you take actions. Now, there are caveats, and this is the reason why it gets a 4.831 or whatever it is on Board Game Beat. Because now we're in the play phase of where we know what we need to do, we know what needs to go on, but we need to pause for a second so that people who've never played this game can understand what's happening. Okay. And for people who've played the IP, get ready to see a massive amount of thematic stuff. All right, so here we go. Where's my pointer? Okay, first things first. Right now, everything is off, which means that everything you do on this board is a cold action. That means that if you ever perform an action in the cold, you automatically get a sick whoever you use, whether it be an engineer, a worker, or a child. One of them will become sick. And sick is bad. Sick is really bad. All right, so right now the generator's off. There's nothing really going. You're like, okay, well, the generator's off. I need to turn it on so that I could perform some actions. How do you turn it on? Basically, if you look in your supply, remember I started off with 6 food, which you see here, plus the 3. So 9 food. 6 wood, 8 coal, and 1 core, which is over here in the supply. You can use these at any time, right? So before I do anything, what I could choose to do is heat tiles, and I get to determine how much, and you have to do it now, right? Between every person's turn. So once per person turn, you can do this right at the beginning before you place a meeple. So if we look over here on this side of the board, you're going to see that this is how cold it is right now, which means if at any time at the generator phase, or sorry, at the night phase and the generator phase, if you look down here, any space between your this red thing and this blue thing says that a child gets sick, a worker will get sick. an engineer will get sick. So that's moving up the sick track. So these are the tiles. These are red tiles, orange tiles, yellow tiles. This is the generator tile, the near tiles, and the far tile. So you have to be very prescriptive about how you want to heat this thing up. So right now, I want to do some work. I want to get this engineering stuff going, but I need an engineering building or a workshop. A workshop costs 1 wood to build. So that means I have to take a build action. If you take a build action, you get to, this is so much. This is a lot, but it's not, I promise, it's not hard once you start playing. It's just, these are things I have to tell you, because as soon as I start playing, if I start doing stuff, you'll be like, what the hell are you doing? So the first thing I can do is I can perform a build action, and that's the only, a build or repair action is the only thing you can perform that does not cost, that is not a cold action, except for repairing ruins, which are cold actions. So first thing I'm going to do is turn the generator on. I said all that to say that. Well, to turn the generator on, I need to spend coal, which is in my reserve. For each coal I spend, I get to move this red thing up to as far as this. So I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 coal, actually, to start. I'm going to spend 4 coal, and this is just a free action that you get to do. So I'm going to spend 4 coal, put 4 coal over here, just put them back in the bank. I'm going to move this up 1, 2, 3, 4. So now every red tile, every orange tile, every yellow tile, every red one of these little buildings, every red building, every orange building, and every yellow building is heated, which means I do anything in those buildings, nobody gets sick. Also, the generator tile, which is this tile here, is heated. The near tile, which is all these tiles, anything I do on them are heated. Almost anything I do on them are heated. And then the far tiles are also heated. So if I perform a gather action, it's a heated action. Ooh, okay. All right, I just want to make sure all I have to do is just pay the meeple to make this happen. And then I will perform the repair action and the technology action to build the building. So let's do... They do not have an index, which makes me sad. They have a table of contents, but they don't have an index, and I prefer an index over a table of contents anyway. Construct, page 26. Okay, construct. Buildings with a red building icon cannot be built. I know that. How do I repair? Repair. Use the building. I want to repair a building. So taking the construct actions, you get to do 3 sub actions on the construct action, which is build, dismantle, or repair. And so I'm trying to find where the repair one is. I think I have to pay the cost. Yeah, that's what it is. I think repairing it, I have to pay the cost to do it. You can build or dismantle. Buildings with a red build icon cannot be built. Large buildings must be built on top of 2 spaces. Generator space. Error. Alright. So the actions I can take in the action phase. Are I can using as many meeples as I have, right? That's my limit. That's my turn. That's how many actions I have is the amount of meeples I have. Is I can use the platform to pass a law. Only engineers can do it, so we could zoom in and you could see the image of the engineer. I can use the generator to clear stress off the stress track, which is over here. And we'll explain that once we start doing it. I can gather resources, but because these are heated, nobody gets sick. I can use the cookhouse for its ability by placing a meeple on it. I can use the library, and you can only use these buildings. Only 1 meeple can be placed on 1 space. You can't use more than that. Also, if there's other buildings that I build, I can use those as well. All right, so I do want to use the. I want to build the workshop. I know I want to do that. I know, no, 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 I won't do that. How do I? Because I want to repair. And hammer means repair, and that's what I'm looking at. Like I said, I wish they would have added an index to this for reals. Because my actions, I could remove snow, which is always if I remove snow, unless I play a card that says otherwise, removing snow always means somebody gets sick. And when you remove snow, when you say I'm going to take the remove snow action, you in every game that you play, you can either place 2 near tiles or 1 far tile. Well, all I can place now are far tiles, and someone's going to get sick immediately when I clear snow. I can gather resources, which I told you about. I can construct, which means I can place an engineer or a worker. It doesn't matter to do a construct action to build a building, but construct has sub actions, and we'll get into that. I can deploy a scout, but that's not part of this game. And I can perform a special action on the scenario or event card, which means use the library. I just care about repairing the darn buildings. Each building has an insulation level associated with it based on the color of the strip at the bottom of the rule. Red buildings have. Blue buildings cannot be heated unless they are heated. They're in a heated zone or with special building laws. White buildings are special, and their insulation level does not matter. So, cool. Remove snow. Gather resources. Construct. This construction is always a heated action. That's the only one that's always a heated action. It said buildings with a red icon with the hammer cannot be built, but it doesn't say how to repair them because you can repair them. Or it means you have to remove them and add a new one. Place a building on this. Dismantle. To dismantle, choose a building on the map without any meeples on it and place it back in a buildings board and corresponding space. If a ruin is dismantled, remove it from the game. And I don't want to just do that. It's a ruin. You can repair ruins. I know you can. That's in the rules. I just need to find it. This is why they need an index. That's the only negative thing I can say about this book, is that they don't have an index. Let's see. This is me looking up the darn rule. If somebody could look up on BGG real quick or something about repairing buildings, that would be super helpful. Anyway, I'll do something else. I want to do construction, and I know I can repair this building by paying its cost, I believe. But I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, hopefully someone makes an index for it. That's a negative thing that I feel about it. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to spend a worker meeple, my first worker meeple, to do a build action. When you do a build action, you get to do 3 things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build a workshop. A workshop costs 1 wood. It says so on this handy dandy board over there that you can barely see. So I'm going to spend 1 wood returning it to the bank to build a workshop. These are the workshop tiles. So when you build the workshop, it says only an engineer can use the workshop, and you either get to you can do one of 2 things. Let me read from the book so I can say exactly what it is for the workshop. I don't want to misquote. So when you build your first so choose 2 of the following effects. You may choose the same effect twice. You can either upgrade one building by paying its upgrade costs. You can do that twice. Or you can move the deployment token 1 space backwards on the round track. If it reaches the round marker, you immediately develop it. So you can do that twice. So I'm going to choose to build the workshop. And when I build the workshop, I get to place it on any empty tile. And these tiles are split into 2 so you could add more buildings. So I'm going to place one here. And as soon as I place a work tile, I get to start building one of these technologies. I think I said I wanted the tracker techniques, I believe. The generator safety is okay for right now. So I want the tracker technique, so I'll take this and put it 5 spaces away from where I start. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's on 6. So when I hit that marker, it's good. So that's my first build action. My next build action, I know I can repair those. No, I can. But it doesn't say, like, it's going to frustrate me. The construct action allows you to build buildings and or dismantle buildings. To perform this action, place an available meeple in the construction space of the supply board. Each construction action allows you to perform up to 3 sub-actions. There's a way you can build the stern buildings. I don't want to dismantle it, I want to repair it. Anyway. I can repair those 2 to give shelter to people, but I believe I just have to pay its cost to repair. So these tents cost 2 wood. So I'm going to pay 2 and 2 for action 2, action 3. Flip these back to their tent side and repairing them. So now I got places for people to sleep. Okay, how much does it cost for the... Cost 2 wood to build, so I need to gather some wood. So I'm going to spend another meeple, and I'm going to put that meeple here to gather 2 wood. I get 2 wood to add to the supply. It would cost me 3 wood to repair the house. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7 people to heat, so that would be 2, 4, 6, and somebody would get sick. When you do the gather resource, you just take 2 resources from the location. If it's a cold action, if the generator's not on or that space is not warm, the person gets sick. I'm going to pass a law, so I'm going to use an engineer on the platform, and I'm actually going to pass child shelter law. Do I want to put you to work? No, I'm going to put the child shelter law. I'm going to pass the child shelter law because I want to activate one of my abilities. So I'm going to pass child shelter law. Children will be safer if they stay in child shelters during the day, and they won't cause any mischief. Unlock the child shelter building. Child shelter costs 2 wood to build. When this law is introduced, you may immediately build it, paying its cost. So this law goes into effect. Hear he, hear he. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to discard law 0, and I'm going to find the consequence for LO2 and put that into the consequence stack. So that law has been passed. I can raise discontent, which means I could draw. One raise discontent means is I could draw another one from the bag and put it in its deactivated side, or I can flip one of those and activate them. I'm going to activate care. Okay. And then I get to build a child shelter. I kept that by. So this is the child shelter. It houses 4 kids, and it is an orange tile. So I have to spend 2 wood. 1, 2. Place the child shelter wherever I want. And I'm going to put it over here. So the kids are all right. Mommy's all right. Daddy's all right. All right, I have 3 meeples left to do anything. The first thing, I'm going to take an engineer and put him on the library to do some library research. This thing says that, what does it say? Move the study marker. Move the study marker forward on the study track on SO3. If move it 1 space for worker meeple to perform this action, or 2 spaces for an engineer. I'll move this 1, 2. So I have 1 more to go before I flip one of those cards. I can't put another meeple on here. 1 meeple per turn. I've got 2 meeples left to do something with. I'm going to have an engineer use the workshop to move this 1, 2 this way. I could upgrade a building. No, there's no buildings to upgrade yet. And I should be okay for food for right now. But I'm still going to perform another build. Do I have enough? I don't have enough. I need to do some stuff. I need to build a gathering post. That's what I need to do. So you're going to, but you can only build that. That's a waste of resources. I am going to, I can't get any more wood. Can't get any more wood. I've only got one wood left. I could build a gathering hut, but that's all I can do. And I got 4. That's going to raise up. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to prep myself. I'm going to gather resources. I'm going to gather 2 of these. 2 coal. The 2 coal go into the supply immediately and are ready for use. And oh wait, do I have another meeple? Yes, yeah, I do. I have 1 more meeple. Wait, what did you do? Engineer passed the law. Engineer used that. Engineer used the library. Gather, gather. Oh, you built. That's what it was. You built. So I'm done. I'm out. So all that's left to be used is I can actually use this. And if I use this, I have to spend 1 coal to use it, which I'm gonna do. And it performs all worker stuff like building, repairing, that type of thing. So I can use this, but I have to spend 1 coal to use it. I think I am going to build a hunter's hut. No. Because once again, that's only 1 wood. I'm actually going to have this remove snow. And these don't get sick when they remove snow. I'm going to remove snow there. Which means I'm going to grab the top tile. And I'm going to put it here. Remove snow. And I need to spend 1 coal whenever you use an automaton. And I'll flip this over. And it is 3 coal up top. 2 coal at the bottom. That's what I uncovered. And that's all I could do. I'm out of actions. The kids cannot act, and they're the only ones left in the pool. Okay, that was the action phase, right? All right, so let's walk through this. Now we're on the dust phase, which means we need to draw and resolve. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put that law in. Ooh. Start myself. So, A and B. So basically, when I pass that law, there's 2 consequences for each law, right? To an A and a B side. You flip it over, shuffle them up, and then you put 1 there on that deck. The other one's discarded from you. Okay, now it's the dust phase. So the dust phase is when you take this deck, give it a good shuffle, and you draw 1 of these cards and resolve what it says. And I'm going really slow this first round so you can see, and then I'm going to speed up. So I just want y'all to see each one step by step. It seems long. It's not, I promise. Once I start speeding up, you'll see like, oh, it's not that bad. I'm just going really slow to make sure I catch anything and answer any questions. And then we draw the top card, which is Lightning Strikes. There was no warning, no sound, no sign, only screams of panic. An electrical discharge from the generator shot down to the ground, causing injury and damage to our citizens and their shelters. How long will they tolerate living under a roof of deadly energies that we can't yet control? Flip 1 shelter to its ruined side or destroy 1 ruin if you cannot. Gain 3 sick citizens. Yay. This card is considered a dust card, but that happens and then this is discarded. So that goes in the discard pile. That was awful. So I have to flip this that I just fixed over to its ruined side. Then I gain 3 sick citizens. How do you determine which citizen gets sick? Well, you look and you see. For determining citizenry, I believe it's you look and you see what's for the round. But let me double. They talk about citizens. It's been a minute since I played. That's why I'm like kind of pausing a lot. Whenever a citizen gets sick, move the corresponding citizen 1 marker from the population. If you may choose, if the type of sick citizen is not specified, you may choose the type of each of these citizens that will get sick. It's going to be workers. So 1, 2, 3. We get 3 sick workers, so we move that up. If ever this track gets there, somebody dies. Period. All right, so we got three sick citizens, and 1 building flipped to ruin, which means more people are going to get sick. So that is the dusk phase. Then we go to the hunger phase. So what we do for the hunger phase is we look over here at the top up there, and you see that top track where it has like green, blue, and yellow at the top. That determines who needs to eat this round. Well, right now it's a green for this round. So we need to look over here and say, okay, how many green kids do we have? We have 4. That means we need to feed 4 children. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. If ever you can't feed them, you raise hunger. If ever you cannot get hunger back to 0, you will take care of what happens at the bottom effect, which will happen in this game. So then we go to the night phase. Return spent meeple tokens and meeples to the board. So we'll do everybody goes back to the bank. Everybody. And then for every meeple that you have, you need to house them. So the children are all right because the children have the children's shelter. They're warm. Hey, Kate, what's going on? Then we've only got 2 spaces because one of my buildings got slammed. So, cool. So only 2 people are getting shelter. Well, I think that's going to be the 2 workers. So 2 workers are going to be on this shelter being taken care of, which means 4 people get sick. 1 of them is a worker, and 3 of them are engineers. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Big fun. Big fun. People are getting sick already. And that's the night phase. Then we go to the dawn phase, where we move the tracker 1, which hits the storm. Let's see what happens. Static discharge. 3 times either flip 1 shelter to its ruined side. 3 times? What? Either flip 1 shelter to its ruined side or destroy 1 ruin for each time you cannot and gain 3 sick citizens. Stop it. What do you mean 3 times? Calculate the lightning value. Each lightning symbol on a face-up electrostatic discharge point token increases the lightning value by 1. Each electrostatic precipitator building on the map decreases the lightning value by 1. Apply the following effects according to the lightning value. So there isn't any. So I guess it doesn't happen the first time. Yeah, so nothing. So basically 3 times either flip 1 shelter to its ruined side or destroy 1 ruin. 1, 2, 3. And when they're destroyed, they're removed from the game. Okay. Then for each time you cannot flip. Oh, for each time you cannot flip, I wouldn't gain 3 sick citizens. It says flip 1 shelter to its ruined side or destroy 1. If you cannot do either, the flip or destroy, gain 3 sick citizens. So the night phase would not have affected the citizens. So they would not have been at 3, so it would just be 1 there. There we go. Alright, so we're fine. We're fine. After apply, so we don't have any of those things down. None of these lightning effects boost yet. So it says apply the following effects according to the lightning value. We don't have any lightning discharge going. Flip 1 face down electrostatic discharge point token face up. So that one of these 4 is getting flipped face up. So we'll flip this one. Why not? Okay. Place the storm marker 5 spaces ahead of the round marker on the round track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes to 7, and then place the storm, and then this happens again once I hit that storm track. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So the first round, I don't get any sick citizens. It just sucked. And then people were cold, so people got sick. Okay, so I've got 1 ruin left. So buildings are bad. Sure. Buildings are bad. Alright. After the dawn phase, we do the morning phase, but we don't have a morning card to draw. Then we do the generator phase. Generator phase. Is there any space between those two? Nope. Are any of these people on warm tiles? They are, or else the sickness thing would have kicked off on the night phase. So we're fine, but we still need to drop. We still need to test the generator's stress. And how you test the generator's stress is you look at this number here, and you drop that many cubes into the generator. So 4 cubes. Then you pull this out. And how many are in here? Add stress to the generator. 3 of them fell out of it, so there's 1 still in there. Back in. And these get added to the stress track. We check to see if the generator overloads. It does not. We still got plenty of space to go on the stress track. And then we go to the weather phase. So we draw a weather card and deal with the pain. So first off, it says, so you look right below this card what I'm about to do. First off, this goes back to 0. So the generator just kind of cools down. This moves up 1. And then every other thing moves up 1. This moves up 1, that moves up 1, that moves up 1, which means it costs that much more to heat. We gain 1 food for each hunting hut in play. I don't have any hunting huts out because it sucks. And then if we were on an expedition, they would move 3, and the frost thing would advance, and it won't. It only advances 0, which means the frost actually moves, the storm moves closer. That's what that means. Then we discard that, and then we go to the preparation phase. So, on the preparation phase, 2 things. 1, I could use this card right now to remove up to 3 stress cubes from the stress track by exhausting hope. I don't want to exhaust hope. I want care to stay active. So I won't be doing that. Then we come over to this board. This is the reason why I'm hoping to get back to this game next week. Hey, what's going on, Paul? Hey, Canje, just pop in and say hi again while I was video editing myself. Hello. So now we need to look and we need to see at the bottom here what happens. Well, if I get 5 to 9, I'm going to flip one of the sickness track to the gravely ill. Luckily, they're all below that line, so nothing bad affects me right now. This game is punishing, but it's punishing for a thematic purpose. Alright, so nothing bad happens with sick. We still got some pretty decent food because of the kids, and we're back to our actions. And that was the end. We're back to where we started. So, the first thing I need to do is I need to heat that generator. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to spend 2, 3, 4 coal from the supply to move this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. If a kid gets sick, it's not going to break my heart. Okay. I'm hoping to get, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to get. Alright, so perform the building, cure effect, cure 1 type of citizen. But I need an infirmary to do any of this stuff. There's no hunger. I could perform 3 workshop effects, which would be cool. 3 instead of 2 would be cool. Because that actually would trigger this thing to kick. Then I get to start researching the next thing. But we need to think now. Now we're in a little bit of a tight spot in terms of sick people. Well, first I know what I need to do to progress. Because I'm going to use the library with a worker, which will trigger this to move 1. And when that happens, we flip one of these face up. So any remaining movement, activate. It says activate hope. Choose one of the face down S4 cards and flip it face up. So I'm going to activate justice. Justice will be activated. Activate means flip from inactive to active, and then we're going to flip this over. Let's see what happens. Production facilities. Studying Tesla's blueprints, we came across plans for an advanced production facility. The generator's modified parts can be made in this new factory. It would be a technological leap for us, allowing for production of steel and eventually steam cores. Unlock the steel factory building. The steel factory costs 2 wood and 1 steam core to build. So steel factory action. So as an action using the steel factory, which is anybody could do it. It says I could spend 2 wood to gain 1 steel, or 4 wood to gain 2 steel. So you could do it twice, right? Once or twice. Unlock the steam core factory building. The steam core factory costs 3 wood to build. Steam core factory action. Spend 1 steel to gain 1. So we also got the steam factory. So let's put these on here so you can see what they look like. So this is the steam core factory. And so it says that you could spend 1 steel to make 1 steam core. And the steel factory says that you up to 2, you can spend 2 wood to make 1 steel, or 4 wood to make 2 steel. And they both cost, it looks like the steel factory costs a steam core 2 wood, and the steam core factory costs 3 wood to build for us to put those out there. All right. Cool. So that was the first one that popped up. Then we restart this back to 0. As it says, place the study marker on space 0 of the study track. So we got 2 more SO4s to determine, and I need to find how to make those electrostatic precipitors, because 1 lightning is there, which is bad. All right, so we spent a meeple to do that. It's a heated action because it's on a near tile, and near tiles are considered heated. Far tiles are the problem. I need wood. I'm actually going to put you here to gather 2 wood. So you see how this becomes very strategic? You only have a set amount of meeples. Now, if in regular games, I can actually get more people to come into, so I get more meeples. But in this game, it doesn't look like that's going to happen because expeditions are turned off. So I can do a build action. I can do a build action for sure. I'm going to spend 1 more coal to raise the heat fully because I need to do far tile work. I'm going to spend a... I'm going to spend... People are just going to get sick. I need a gathering post, or else this is just going to be horrible. So I'm going to spend an engineer to do a build action. I'm going to spend 1 wood to make a gathering post right here. I'm going to spend... Oh, it just makes it red, but it's still the same. Then I'm going to spend... I got 2 more build actions to do. I can build a tent. Hurting me. It costs 2 wood to do this. As a Patreon supporter of yours, I have a request. Whenever you say justice, could you do it in a justice? I am justice. So I'm gonna spend 2 wood. Also, I love the arrangement on the table. I might steal the idea. Yeah, no problem. Steal away. Take away. And I need to stop people from getting sick. So I'm gonna throw you on here. That's 2. I have 1 more action. 1 more build action. I don't have anything to do, so I think that's gonna be it. I approve. I am justice. You have to do the Christian Bale one. Where are the other drugs? I don't know, man. I swear to God. Swear to me. All right, so I'm going to spend. Y'all got me fooling around here. So I'm going to spend a meeple to perform a gather post action. Gather post lets me pull 1 from every 1 resource every, so I get 1 and 2 of these. I got 2 engineers yet and left in an automa. So let's see. Spend 1 to get 2. That might not be. I need to do something about food because I have to feed engineers next, and there are 13 of them, which is bad. I need to build a hunting hut. That just needs to happen. So I'm gonna spend. I don't have enough resources. I don't have enough resources. I don't know what to do. I can gather on this tile. Get some coal. I think I should. I gather 2. I have 2 turns left. Wait, why did I put them over here? Oh, get those. I can use the workshop to push gain 1 food for each map tile depicting a food, so that can help me with some food resources. I think I'm gonna do that to make it trigger immediately. So I'm gonna put an engineer there to move this twice. 1, 2, which means it activates. So I'll flip this over to its active phase. So on the weather phase, I get some food, and I get to immediately start doing another thing. That can help me get me wood. The generator's okay for right now. I'm gonna do the steam powered chainsaw, and that goes 3 away. So that's 1, 2, 3. So that goes on 5. So on the weather phase, I actually get some food. Thank goodness. The hunger phase is gonna be rough. And then my automaton. You can build a hunter's hut for this round, right? Or I think that's all you can do this round. You can build a hunter's hut. I'm gonna have it do a build action. I have to spend one coal to make it do it. I'm gonna spend this to build a hunter's hut right here. All right, y'all are gonna watch my bad decisions take hold right now. So that ends my turn. We do the dust phase, so we draw a card. Children's education, bright minds. After receiving intensive courses and on-site training for our engineers, the young apprentices help to progress our technological research significantly. Their bright ideas and enthusiasm found fertile ground. If the child shelter is built, booyah, which it is, choose one. Move the development token 1 space backwards on the round track, or upgrade a small building by paying its upgrade costs, even if that building has been used this round. Don't have 1. If I had 1 wood, I would upgrade. I would do the upgrade cost of the hunter's hut to get 5 food per round, but that's okay. So we're gonna move the development track thing back 1. Thank you. Otherwise, we lose hope, and this gets shuffled back into the dust deck. So nope. So this card does not get exiled from the game, which is fantastic. That will go here. The child shelter does exist. Then we go to the hunger phase. So right now we're feeding engineers. There are 13 engineers, and I only have 5 food. Yay! So we feed 5 of 13. Yay. Which leaves 8 left. So 8 people are hungry. If I cannot feed 8 people next round, bad things start happening. But 8 people are hungry, but we're okay right now. We'll try to feed them next round. Okay, so then we go to the night. This is the bad part. Okay, so we get back all our meeples, and we need to shelter all of them. The children are fine, and every tile is heated. Every tile is heated. So we're okay. We're all right. We're all right. So every tile is heated, which means the children are fine, but only 2 people can get shelter. It's going to have to be 2 engineers. So if 2 engineers gain shelter, one of them is going to get sick. And then 3 workers, 1, 2, 3, are going to get sick. This is just bad decision making. Then we go to the dawn phase where we move this forward 1. Cool. Cool. Okay. Then we go to the morning phase, but there's no morning card to resolve. Then we go through the generator phase. Everything's heated. Nobody extras getting sick, so this will go back down to 0. And then we need to stress test the generator with 4 cubes. 4 cubes going in the generator. Ooh, that sounded like a lot. That sounded like a lot. 3 of them fell onto the track. 1, 2, 3. Cool. We're okay. It's the last number. And then we go to the weather phase. Well, this says gain 1 during the weather phase. Gain 1 food for each map tile depicting a food bonus. 1, 2, 3. So we gain 3 food. 1, 2, 3. Start. Then we flip the weather. So flipping the weather card. Yeah, it's still low enough that y'all can see it. So this is going to move up 1. This is going to move up 1. That's going to move up 1. But the red will not move up at all. Then we get 1 food per each hunting hut that we have. So I do have 1, so we'll go up to 4. Yay. And then the weather, the storm advances 1. This will go to 6. And this is discarded. That's bad. That's bad. Okay, then we go to the preparation phase. So the preparation phase says I can exhaust 1 hope, but I'm not going to do that. And then we do the resolve sickness effects. If there's any sickness effects happening here, this doesn't happen yet, only because this only happens if that's not there at the end of this round. If I still haven't fed them, that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Okay, and we go back to our round. So we're back to our turn. It is so far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 coal. But I only need to heat the this central one to get some coal. I only need 1, 2, 3 to play. So I'm gonna play these 3 coal to get the central. 1, 2, 3. So now only the near tile is heated and all red buildings. Anything I do in a red building or near tiles are heated. So you see the difference between the near tiles and how you push pull with that. So I don't have any coal to make that thing work. And only the near tile is heated, so I'm actually going to spend a worker. Gain 2 off of the near tile, which means he won't get sick. And then next round, I will spend these 2 to heat this 1, 2. So now all near and all buildings are heated, and all near tiles are heated. All far tiles are still cold. Why didn't I put these kids to work? What can I do? Once per round at the start of the hunger phase, you may spend 2 food to reduce hunger by 10. If you do, +1 greed. Sawdust additives could be nice. Crowded quarters would be decent. I could do a public council. I could do the fighting pit. Unlock the fighting pit. Cost 1. When this law is introduced, you may immediately build the fighting pit. Don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do. Like, that's the thing. I know I need to put an engineer here. This is a foregone. So I need to put one there to move this one too. That has to happen. I need resources so bad. I need resources bad. A worker's gonna get sick anyway. A worker's gonna get sick anyway. We need to prep for this, and I need my... A worker's gonna get sick anyway. I keep telling myself that. So I'm gonna use the gathering post with that worker. Worker's gonna get sick because... Oh no, the building's warm. The building's warm. A worker wouldn't get sick. The building is heated. So 1, 2, 3. Pull 1 wood. Need to use the hunting hut to gain 4 food. 1, 2, 3, 4. So thank God I'll be able to feed everybody. I'm going to use an engineer to do 3 things. 1, I'm going to use this wood to build another hunting hut. Put it over here. That's all I can do. I could pass a law that'll help me. Child labor is supposed to be removed from. I do food additives, but that can have a negative consequence. Wrong. What's the infirmary cost? 2 wood. I'm gonna use 1 coal to have this thing clear. Draw another tile. I need to put that tile over here. It's going right here. Dag nabbit, it's trees, which means I need to... These are going here. I did not want trees. I don't have enough wood to build a sawmill, which I probably should have done. So 3 trees are going here. I have to upgrade the sawmill to be able to mill those. However, I don't have to. I technically don't have to. I just need wood to build the gathering post. I just need wood to build the gathering. And I have 1 engineer left. I'd have that engineer go get some food, or I need wood. I can have this engineer gather. It's on a far tile, which means the engineer is going to get sick. I gotta do it because I need wood. Build 1. I could grab this here so he doesn't get sick, but it's just 1 instead of 2. But I could build a gathering post next round. But I need 2 wood for a sawmill, which would give me more wood to build a gathering post. I can actually make this work. Did I do the upgrade? My option is to do the upgrade. I can move that track and activate the steam power chainsaw. But that really isn't going to do me anything. I need the sawmill. The sawmill has to be. I'm actually going to use him here to gain 2 wood, and he's going to get sick. And that's all I got. All my turns are done. This is so bad right now. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. Okay, so we do the dust phase. Inevitable. Oh no, I'm gonna lose an engineer because of this card. Every day we fight a bitter struggle against hunger, cold, and disease. There will be losses. Flip every sickness marker on the skull side to its syringe side, which means somebody would die. For each corpse you have, gain 1/6 citizen. I don't have any on the skull side, but everything's on the syringe side, so nobody's gonna die. And for each corpse I have, you always start off with one corpse, gain 1 sick citizen, and we get to choose. It's gonna be a kid. A kid gets sick. Sorry. That's the worst. Okay, so we know social dispute is next, which means we need to make sure that stays where it is, because we get to activate some cool stuff. Cool stuff. Okay, so that is the dust phase. Then we go to the hunger phase. But we're feeding engineers. There are first, before you feed any engineers, you need to deal with the hunger from the previous. So the hunger is 8. I have 8 food. So hunger is not there and we won't suffer the ill effects. However, we have no food to feed engineers and we have 13 of them. So hunger shoots back up to 13. Yikes. We have no food. Okay. Big fun. Big fun. Alright. So then we go to night phase. More sick people inbound. So night phase, we get everybody back. I don't know what to do. Alright. And then we have to house them. So remember, I only have a tent with 2. And the children are fine because it's heated and it's on a near tile. So the children are fine. Only far tiles are cold actions. So that means that people are going to get sick. So it's going to be 1. This can't be helped. I can't lose engineers. They're too important. So workers, 1, 2, 3, and 1 engineer. Okay. Then we do, that was the night phase. Then we do the dawn phase. This is going to move, which activates this ability. So this activates. It says, as a gather action, you may place a worker or an automaton on an unoccupied space that has 1 or more trees. Remove 1 tree from that space and gain 2 wood. But I get to activate the next, and I think I'm going to use... I think I'm going to use the generator safety system. No, I'm going to use the medical education that goes 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right. So then, that was the morning phase. Fuel generator. So 1 worker is going to get sick because that's what's there. This will go back down, and the generator gets 4 cubes. How's it? Hey, Doug, what's going on? How's it going? I have this game thinking about adding all the expansions. The expansions is just buff content, or the Frostlander expansion, but I think the game's great. Please don't drop all 5 because the generator will shut down. Come on. No. 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 All 5. It's like roll that I just rolled a nat 1. All 5 drop. What does this mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then as soon as the 5th one hits. So what happens when the generator overheats? Oh God. Generator breakdown. The first time the generator breaks down, perform the following steps in order. Put the heat marker to the overheat side. Yay. Advance the coal marker 1 space on the heat track and all 3 heat range indicators 1 space. Cool. Return all stress cubes from the stress track, including those on the overflow space, back to the bank. The second time it overheats, I lose the game. Why do you hate me, Paul? Why do you hate me? Cool! Yay! If it overheats again, we lose the game. Oh boy, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt real bad. That hurt really, really bad. Okay, so okay. So we are at the weather phase. The heat marker goes up one more. I'm gonna just start crying. And the yellow one moves up one. That's it. We get one food per each hunting hut. I've got 2 hunting huts, so 2 food. 1, 2. Cool. And then the storm. Oh no! Why does the storm move too? Then the storm moves too. So let's see where the storm is, shall we? 1, 2. It hits. So 3 times, either flip one shelter to its ruined side or destroy one ruin. Each time you cannot gain 3 sick citizens. 1, 2, 3. I have no more buildings. Yay! Calculate the lightning value. Each lightning symbol that you see on a face-up electrostatic discharge point increases lightning value by 1. Cool, so it's going to be 1. +1 discontent. Gain 1 sick citizen of each type. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and for the weather phase, gain 1 food for each map tile with food on it. So 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay, and +1 discontent. I'm going to activate, instead of drawing one, activate it. I'm going to draw another. I want to activate it. Instead of drawing, I'm going to activate apathy. And then flip another one. Flip this one. And then place the storm tracker 5 spaces away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, it's going to be where my stuff is. Sweet. Big fun. Big fun. Preparation phase. This is where things get dicey. So I only need the base game to enjoy. Yes, Doug. Yes. The base game has everything you need. The Frostlander expansion adds some extra cards and some upgrades of tokens. The minis are the minis of the tiles, and the things that you're seeing here. Let me zoom in so you can see. Like this is the resource upgrades. Otherwise, you are using instead of using this for wood, which is an upgrade, you would use that. So that's it. It's just upgrade. It's just yeah, you don't need them at all. Base game is all you need. Instead of coal looking like this, which is upgrade, you get that, which is what you got to drop in the darn generator anyway. So there you go. You can't do not drop these in the generator. That would be bad. So you're fine without them. And the tree wooden tokens are beautiful anyway. You don't need to push past that. Let me see if I can show it. These are what the tree ones look so. Let's look at comparison so you'll be like what your preference is. Here's a tree from the upgrade. Here's what it looks like in base game. They're both equally great. So, alright. I need to build a sawmill and then I can get down to business. Alright, preparation phase. The stress track is not what I hoped it would be because all 5 dropped. And then we have to look over here and then take care of it. So we've got this one's here. It says flip this token to its gravely ill side, flip that token to its gravely ill side, and nothing happens with the kids. So if this flips one more time, somebody's gonna die. Alright, so then we're back to the action phase. This is bleak. Look how much I gotta do just to get the tile, just to get the generator tile heated. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 coal just to get the generator tile heated. This is the worst. This is the worst. To get this building heated, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 coal. And I need a lot of food. I'm just in a bad place. Alright, I'm going to spend 1 coal to have this thing come over here and gather 2. And that doesn't get sick. Then get... That doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. Let's push the story on. Let's push the story on. I'm going to spend a worker to put it here. That worker's going to get sick. But he will move that, which will activate this. Repair station. The notes and the researches we've done so far will allow us to construct a repair station. It will enable us to diagnose what causes the harmful discharges. Unlock the repair station building. The repair station building, of course, costs 3 wood to build. You may only build the repair station building on the generator tile. When the repair station is built, remove up to 6 stress cubes from the stress track, place a discovery token on round 11 of the round track, and repair action. Move the discovery token 3 spaces backwards on the backward track, on the round track. Okay. At any time the discovery token is on or before the space with the round token, remove the discovery token from the game. Place this card with S05. Okay. We've unlocked the repair station, but it costs so much to do, and I'm probably going to be dead soon. Alright, so... Come on, what can I do? Infirmary is going to help me. Gathering. I have to use a gather action to get another... Oh, he's so close to dying anyway. I could use an engineer to do it. Not too bad. I'll use an engineer on the gathering post. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to spend 4. I'm going to spend 4 coal to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means the generator tile is heated and red tiles are heated. You would think so, Yogi. You would think so. I got the 3 wood, but I need to build. I have to use a build action. An engineer. Nope, on a worker. Build. I need to build a sawmill or else I'm screwed. So I'm going to build a sawmill right here for 2 wood. I got 1 wood left. I'm actually going to spend that wood to build another gathering hut, and I'm actually going to wipe out these trees. Resources are gone. Okay. Coal, man! I need coal. I just need 1 more coal, and I can get it. I can put a worker right here to get this 1 coal, and then I'll use that coal to heat orange tiles. And I'll have an engineer use the sawmill to saw down one of the... Oh no, it has to be upgraded. It has to be upgraded. It has to be upgraded. And it costs 1 wood to upgrade. Ow! Let's retcon that. Get back my stuff. I wouldn't put this sawmill or this gathering post. That was not SMRT. I can spend an engineer to perform 3 workshop actions. Or I can build the medical post and then use it with an engineer to perform the building's cure effect, and then treat one, which could keep somebody alive. Yeah, let's do that. It costs 2 wood. This is so bad to build a medical. But it's going to be a cold action, so nope, maybe that might not be a good thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This one's hard. This is really, really hard. I need the sawmill because without wood, I'm just kind of hosed. And I don't have any buildings. I can't build any tents. The people are going to start dying next round if I don't do something about it. So I don't think I have a choice. I don't think I have much of a choice. I think I have to build the infirmary. 2. The medical post. And I'll put it on the tile that's heated. No one will get sick. Engineering person will do, and I will play this card using an engineer to use the medical post to perform the building's cure effect, which is cure 3, and then treat 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then treat means to flip it from its gravely ill side to its. So treat 1. I have 1 turn left. I don't have a worker to use that with. I could perform 3 workshop actions with this, which I think I'm going to do. So I'll use this on the workshop, and instead of doing 2 things, I'm doing 3. It cost me 1 wood to upgrade. I'm not gonna upgrade. I'm gonna just shift this along the track. 1, 2, 3. And the storm stays there. That's all I could do. Hey, Death Phase. We know social discontent is coming out. We know it's coming out. So social dispute, confusion. If you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, which I do, you may exhaust 1 hope to perform the corresponding action. So if I exhaust justice, discard one discontent. If I care, I can cure 3 or treat 3. Or if I use motivation, I can care. Cure 3 or treat 3. I can 1, 2, 3. You still die. Cure or I wonder if I can just get rid of sickness with that. Treating means flipping it from its skull side. Curing means moving it back. An engineer will die if I exhaust care, which I have. So I can do 1, 2, 3, pushing it back. I could have done this. Because then I could have flipped them all over. That's okay. We'll exhaust care to flip that back, which exhausts care. And that's it. Then it says if you have the same number, activate one, but we don't have the same number. That was it. So when you finish a social dispute card, this gets removed from the game. You take the next top social dispute card that you see as desperation, which that's how I feel. And then you grab all the discard pile and you reshuffle them, and this goes back on the night deck. As soon as it's drawn, that's what happens. So that confusion is removed. Next one comes up, and we have a new dust deck. Then we do the hunger phase. Well, I can only feed 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Food's gone, which means we're going to raise discontent and somebody dies. So I'm actually going to draw a token for raise discontent instead of activating one. And it is another greed. And someone dies, which means we need to draw a card. And we need to see, it says someone dies. This time we're trying to do, it's a child. Dang it, it's a child. It's a child. When a child dies, activate greed and -2 hope. Always when a child dies, it's the worst. Activate greed. Greed gets activated. And -2 hope. I will deactivate justice, and I'll lose this. So close to losing. The worst. Okay, so then we go to... so that's the hunger phase. So we were only able to feed 5. That happened. And then we need to feed 4 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes up to 12. Then we go to the night phase. Big fun. So we get everybody back. I'm not going to win this. This scenario is hard from the start. These cards are discarded. And then we need to shelter people. Well, this time only the kids are catching shelter, which means 3 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is gonna be nasty. Alright, only the kids had shelter. Yep, and luckily it was heated. Luckily it was heated. So, cool. Big fun. Big fun. When the generator condition marker reaches phase 2. How do I make the generator marker move again? Kind of skipping over that one too. Make the generator marker move. SO1. I need to get here. That's what. Move the steady space forward. It doesn't say how to move the generator marker. So I guess I need to figure out all this stuff before I can make that happen. The repair station does it. The repair station moves the generator marker. So I have to build a repair station. Okay, that ends the night phase. We're at dawn phase. Shift this over 1. Morning phase, there's no morning card to resolve. Generator phase, we're going to put 5 cubes in that bad boy. See if we can blow it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, no whammies. No whammies. That sounds like everything fell in there. Oh yes, everything did. This is amazing. I'm going to die. Oh no. And hey Canje, hope you had a terrific birthday. Celebrating with slowly getting kicked in the rear by Frostpunk. Yes, this is the only way to celebrate a birthday week. Dying in Frostpunk. This scenario is hard. All right, so what's next? What's next? Next. That was a generator phase. Then we do weather card. Again, 1, 2, 3 food. For all good that's worth. Then I draw a weather card. It becomes impossible to heat anything. That goes up 1. That goes up 1. We'll get 1, 2 food. The storm moves 2. 1, 2. Yay! Alright, so this should probably be the final round, I think. Then we go to preparation phase. I don't have anything that I can exhaust. No hope to exhaust. So I can't remove that track. And we come here to this fun. So y'all are over here, so we're going to flip these two. And we're going to get one exhausted worker of our choice. It's going to be worker. Exhausted worker. That means we lose a worker this turn. Oh, cool, 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 cool. Yeah, I thought. Do you? Good question. Good statement, Daniel. Let me look that up. Do you return it back to 0? Feeding citizens. Next, you must feed the citizens by spending 1 food for each citizen you have of type indicated. If you do not have enough food, add 1 hunger level. Move the hunger marker 1 space forward for each food track that you don't. If the hunger level increases to 25, you flip it over. The start of phase. If your hunger level is 1 or more, the hunger marker is on position 1 or higher. You must spend food to decrease the hunger marker before feeding anybody. After spending your food, check your hunger level. If it's between 1 and 24, resolve the effects depicted in the section directly below the position of the hunger marker. If it is 25 or more, you lose the game from overwhelming hunger. +1 discontent. The kill somebody. The indicated number of citizens die. The type is at the top that's depicted of the column of the previous round and the morning board. If any citizens die in the first round, after resolving the hunger, the effects of hunger, move the hunger marker back to position 0 on the food track. Boom, thank you. And then it would go up to 4 for the kids. Well, not 4, sorry. With a kid dead, this goes to 3. So it would actually be a 3. Sorry. Got it. Okay, got it. When a kid died, that shrank down to 3. So there you go. And then I would have to move it up per, I think. So round 8, your hunger level is 12 and you have 4 food. You must spend the 4 food to reduce the hunger, then reset the hunger to... Oh no, it stays at 0. It stays at 0. I'm making it harder on myself. It stays at 0. That's the hunger set. Oh no, then you need to feed the citizens. So someone dies, then you need to feed it, so it would go up to 3. Yep. Thank you. Thanks, Paul, for writing a good rule book. It needs an index, but thank you for writing a good rule book. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we're at action phase. All right, so this is pretty much the end game happening now. The repair station costs 3. So I immediately lose one of these from exhaustion. I have no coal. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. I have nothing to do. Anything I do is a cold action. Anything I do. Alright. Oh, and I also forgot that I moved that up. When this was here and that was here, that means that a citizen, a worker, a citizen, and a kid would have gotten sick. So a kid would have gotten sick. Should have put here. You would go here, you would go here. And then this would have reset. So it's still right, it's just painful. If one more kid gets sick, kid dies. We're at max Q here. Alright, so there's no way that I can do anything where somebody's not gonna die. I think we lost this game straight up. This was hard. I tried to get the gathering posts out, but the library is the main focus. Really nothing I could do about it, so 1, 2. You get sick. Feed people, which is fine. I don't have to worry about food. Like, even gaining cold doesn't matter. It can activate the automaton, but it doesn't matter. I'm gonna have a worker clear a snow tile because why the heck not? So it has 3 food and 3 trees. And he gets sick. I don't think there's a win scenario in this. Oh, sorry, you're over here on click. Has anyone beaten this scenario? This one's tough. This one's like really hard. Curing anybody ain't gonna do nothing. People are about to die, which will cause me to lose the game. Yeah, as soon as those two flip, I lose. You can use a worker to use, but worker will get sick. You cure 3 of one type of citizen. That could keep me alive for no, it won't. That could potentially keep me alive for 1 round. So I'm going to use a worker, use the medical post, get sick, cure 3 of one type of citizen. 1, 2, 3. You're still going to die. That would be useless to do that. But I can use the other 2 engineers, actually. Go on here. Which would go on the medical post. Alright, so I can use my other 2 engineers. Actually broaden some space for me. I'm going to clear stress from the stress track, which will let an engineer get sick. So that's clear 5, I believe. Can I do that? Got 1 engineer left. Really nothing to do. Yeah, this is the last throws here. I don't know. Gather 2 from here. Sick. Use those 2. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is a game loss. So I'll use 1. Use this. Gain 2 more for over here. And it really doesn't matter what happens. That's game. And that's game. Let's walk it through so y'all can see what's game. Dust deck. Child education, bright minds. So we pulled this one. We can, the child shelter is built. Move the development track 1 or upgrade a small building by paying its cost. So we move the development back 1, which will kick this technology in effect. And then this one goes 4 away. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the last technology, which is the generator safety system. That happened. So, okay, that was not the beginning of the end. However, here it comes. Hunger. So we need to feed 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. Then we need to feed 13 with 8. Then we go to the night phase where things go awry. So everybody comes back. I'll answer that in 1 second, John. I'll answer that as soon as we get to my death. This gets removed. And then we got to put people in places. Well, the kids freeze, so because that building's not heated. So this would go here, but the sickness would go up because it can't. Somebody dies. This shifts down, which means we draw the kids, and the kids are always -2 hope, and we lose the game. That's how fast you lose the game. Boom. So just like that, we lost, and I always lose due to this condition. Always. This is a hard scenario. Like, I think this is the most brutal scenario there is. The Fall of Winterhome wasn't that bad. I had a lot more turns than this, but we did lose this one. So that's a game. My trick initially was to get down as much gathering posts as possible to start, kind of picking stuff up as I go spending people, but I don't have enough meeples to do that. I don't have enough meeples to do it. So then the next thing was, okay, let's just keep doing the library, trying to get the library through as quick as possible so that we can move on to the next thing. But once again, I didn't have enough meeples to do that, and this is a once per turn action. Once per turn to do this. So that means I need 2, 4, 6 turns to be able to complete this. Building the repair station would move this track, which would have kicked off number 7. So if I build the repair station, move the discovery token 3 spaces backwards, move discovery token 3 spaces backwards on the backtrack. Wait, so how do I move the generator? Here it is. So if I build the repair station would kick this. So it says anytime the discovery token. So remove up to 6 stress cubes. Unlock repair station building. A repair station building costs 3 wood to build. You may only build 1 repair station building on a generator tile. When the repair station is built, remove up to 6 stress cubes from the stress track. Place a discovery token on round 11 of the round track. So then, once you use the repair station, you move it back 3. Once you unlock it, you then get this, which is a new repair station ability that says spend 3 steel to move the generator condition tokens 1 space ahead on the track on S1. So how this looks, let's work out the round turnage of this so y'all understand what you're in for. These are shuffled and put down. So let's just say it costs, let's do happy path. 2, 3 turns and you draw it. So then you use the rest of your turn to get enough wood to build it, and then you build it on that round. So you build it. Okay, cool. This then goes on round 11 of the track. You then need to spend 1 turn to use the repair station to move it back 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's say it's early on, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Well, you could only, so it would take 3 more turns to do that. So 4 turns, happy path. Then you would get this down, which lets you spend 3 steel to move the generator conditions, which is 3 more turns. So that's 7 turns, plus whatever it takes for you to get the steel. So let's say happy path. Once again, you got the sawmill down. So you would spend, and you built the building with your steam, with what you needed, that you spend 3 steel on 1 turn to use the repair station to move it 1. So happy path about 9 turns to be able to make this work, to beat this. And once you do that, you beat it. But there's another card that comes out too. And you lose the game. This card's the game losser. So, yep. Yeah, so happy path 9 turns to win the game, which is really really hard. I'm on turn 5 and I lost. So that should let you know how tough it is. There is a way to beat it, it's just hard. All right. There are questions asked. Let me scroll up and see. So, Gen Cam Plays Board Games asks, is there anything in the video game that is not implemented in the board game that you wish was there or perhaps done differently? Last autumn. The bit where he wins. Yes, an instant win for me would be great. So I'd probably say I wish the last autumn was implemented here, and on the ledge. I don't think on the ledge is implemented in this in these scenarios. I don't know because there's one scenario that I haven't played that may be on the ledge that is Canyon. I think Canyon is on the ledge, but I don't know. But that one, it may not be. But I plan to play. This is my. I've played almost all the scenarios pretty much except for Canyon. So this is actually going to be the next time I play Frostpunk. I'll play this, and then I've played all of Frostpunk. I played the series for y'all to see. But I'd probably say On the Ledge and the Last Autumn would be fun. That would have been nice to have. Last Autumn would have been hard because there's no snow, so I can understand why they left it out. But On the Ledge might have been fun. That's it. Everything else is pretty on point thematic. I wouldn't change anything. This scenario is hard, but it's more of a pro level play. So if you've beaten the first scenario with getting all the rules right, which I've seen a lot of people post on the Facebook Frostpunk page, that they're like, hey, first time I played, I won. You probably made some rule mistakes. Probably. So, and that's okay. Enjoy your win, and you earned it, but play it again, and this time try to play more tighter to the rules. I mean, even in this playthrough, Daniel had to tell me, he was like, hey, pull the hunger back to 0. So even I made a mistake in a playthrough of a rule book that I read more than once. So first wins, maybe if you pull, I don't know. I don't want to count people out and say that they can't get lucky, but it's a luck win for sure. Try it again, and if you win again, I'd bow my hat to you fully. But yeah, that's the only thing I'd probably say. That's all that I wish was implemented. Everything else I think is nice and thematic. So yeah, cool. All right. Let's see. Let's go back up. Okay. So that was the semi-finale to Frostpunk. So I'm featuring it on the channel because I'm enjoying playing it, but as you can see with a large setup and just me where I would really enjoy playing this game 2-player, it probably won't make it back as much. I am going to play Canyon next so you can see the Canyon. Oh, and I want to play Dreadnought. I'm actually going to play Dreadnought next so y'all can see the Dreadnought scenario. And then we'll see if I can play Canyon. So I might have 2 more plays left in me of this before it's featured off, but I'm cycling through all the scenarios so you can see all of them, see if this is a game that you think that would be fun on your table. It is hard, but it is fun. So just keep that in mind. Don't go in there with the, if I can't win, this game sucks. You're probably going to lose. But just take that experience, and if you're like, this game is super brutal, it is. It's brutal because the IP game is worse. I mean, Gen Cam was saying that she beat Frostpunk the IP, the first scenario, which is a new home, and she still has PTSD from it because it's hard. And this matches that theme very, very well. So just keep that in mind. All right, everybody. Thank you for the stream. Glad I got to catch you live. Had to stay home. Kiddo has COVID. Oh no! Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. I'm definitely sorry. I hope they make a speedy recovery. I really hope they do. I held my breath for the last 10 minutes of gameplay last night. Yeah, it's a hard game. If you play the video game, it's not going to be an easy win. It won't be an easy win. It's possible, but it's hard. And when you win, you just feel you're like, yeah! So that's how this game feels. Glass Cannon Unplugged knocked it out the park with matching this theme. which is why I mentioned on their Facebook page. I said, y'all need to look at this video game called Ixion. Please, please put that same love into Ixion and make it to a board game, and I will buy that too. So anyway, that's what I got. All right. We're not done for the day. We are not done. I have another stream inbound. I haven't scheduled it yet, but I will for later today. It'll probably be after lunch. And then tonight, I think Pac-Man is... I think he might be coming over and we'll be playing more Skyrim, the board game. So we've got more to play, more fun coming as the birthday weekend continues. I just need to clean this up, get some food, and then set up the next game, which will be fantastic. More games! Alright, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me this morning for this cold death. And I will continue on to the next death that I will take in this game. So, thank you to my patrons, my YouTube subscribers. And if you're neither, just coming in to hang out, hey, it's perfectly cool. Thank you and welcome as well. The sub button for people who've never been on this channel before, I put it on there only because I kept getting spammed by the sleazy porn bots that are out there. So I turned sub only on to not have that happen. So if you're like, yeah, I want to chat, but I don't want to be a permanent sub, you can sub in, chat, and then unsub. It won't hurt my heart. I just look forward to chatting with you all in the chat, so I really appreciate it. But thank you everybody for joining me. I really appreciate it, and all I have to say is I love y'all, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. See y'all later. Bye.